Americans with ball in hand. Just got to try and absorb some more of the Irish into the tackle situation. The Irish really staying out of the ruck and maul, spreading plays in defence either side of the breakdown situation. They've got to try and draw a few more of those Irish forwards into that breakdown situation.
And just a reminder, the second game of this pool, Pool E, Australia versus Romania, takes place tomorrow. And of course you can watch that on Eurosport. So once again, Tom Billups throwing in for the USA. Changes again in the line. Oh, they send it to the back. Dan Lyle it was who was supposed to get it, but Quinnigan charging on. He's made 5 or 6 metres for Ireland. It's whipped out there to Humphreys. A big kick into the corner once again. Well, the USA got it wrong on that occasion, didn't they?
Yeah, indeed. I don't know what happened, whether they sort of tripped over each other at the back, but there certainly wasn't a jump. And that's about the second or third successive line-out that they've conceded to the Irish. They have to get that area of their set plays right.
Quinnigan, the former South African player, very, very talented all-rounder. And what an addition he's been to this Irish side.
Yeah, great charge. You need those back rowers and indeed any forwards who can just take the ball up at speed. Very impressed by the mobility of this Irish pack, as no doubt the Australians will be watching it on TV.
Well, the sort of fitness campaign they've been involved in over the last year, Warren Gatlin, the coach, reckons every one of the players in the forwards has taken about 2 inches off his waist, such as the training and the professionalism of this squad. But it's the United States who come away with it there. Humphreys trying to make the tackle, and he was really clattered. Dalzell hands it on. Dalzell is looking for it once more. Williams back inside. The Irish defence holding fast at the moment. A big kick downfield. Conor O'Shea coming back for it. Ooh, it's very close. He's going to try and keep it in, though. Now then, he's going to run. Head down. Good tackle coming in there from Anatoni. Just outside the Irish 22.
Yeah, no, they haven't stayed on their feet. I think you'll find that over the top. Disappointing, Epps. Diving over the top of that possession. Not necessary.
Well, Ray Lehner, mixed fortunes during this first half. He's got himself into a bit of trouble with the referee on a couple of occasions. Just coming up now to 3 minutes to the whistle for half-time, plus injury time. I think Joel Dumais there said there was about 4.5 minutes to go. We've got the benefit in the commentary box of actually being able to hear the referee.
4:20, he's just told his touch judge. 4:20 to go. Ireland will probably look for a quick shift here, take it up in midfield. Got to organise themselves in attack.
Paddy Johns in the black scrum cap. In fact, sorry, it's Jeremy Davidson, of course. Davidson, though, leaving it to Peter Clarsey.
Ball just drifting away, probably on the wind there. United States scrum for the ball not going in straight. Nice little short side.
I suppose that statistic on the screen reflects the score here in this first half, where Ireland, playing their first pool game in the World Cup, are leading the USA 24 points to 8. Dan Lyle coming away from it. He enjoyed that run. He made 10 metres. And Luke Gross goes driving in there, this 6'9" American forward.
Clear penalty there. Andy Ward over the top, hands on it. But I must say, Lyle did tremendously well from the back of that scrum. The United States scrum was under extreme pressure. Going backwards, Lyle picked it up, was able to beat 2 or 3 tackles, get them into a situation where just prior to half-time, with what must be only a couple of minutes to go, they have a final bite at the cherry.
So just inside now, Ireland's 22. Not many times this half the Americans have been there. Oh, tap back there. Good pick up there by the scrum half, Tom Tierney. Keith Wood burying in there, looking for the ball, being supported now by Paddy Johns. Humphreys out of defence. That's a massive kick down towards the halfway line. And Steve Lander, English touch judge, is putting his flag up on round about the 10-metre line. But Humphrey, such an accomplished kicker. So a minute of normal time to go.
Paddy Johns there at 2 for Ireland has really competed well, getting his hand on that yesterday. Big comparison to the Welsh performance yesterday. Craig Quinnell didn't jump at all on the Argentinian throw-ins.
Well, Dan Lyle almost took that ball with one hand. Mark Williams looking for options in the centre of the field. And certainly the Americans are not out of it. A drive on there by the giant Alec Parker as well. But really, that attack, it just went straight across the field, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And they're playing the moves well behind the gain line. Ireland are just picking them up, picking them off. You've got to play it right up on top of your opposition, up around the advantage line.
So Tom Billups, the American hooker, once again looking for Lyle, but it's taken brilliantly in the centre of the line out by Ireland. Now what can Tom Tierney do from here? He pops one over the top, looking for Justin Bishop. Bishop goes charging up, tries to get a hand to it, but it comes down on the side of the United States. The back row forward, Richard Tardit's buried in there to get it back to his scrum half. Almost a break on there from Tom Takau in midfield. And the referee says play on. Well, calling the United States the Whites, although their strip is a mixture, of course, rather predictable, of red, white and blue. So scrum down. This could be the last scrummage of this first half.
Great opportunity on the right. O'Shea looking to inject himself.
He certainly is, and he's just outside O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll trying to make the break himself, supported now by the forwards. Well, a bit of holding there by the Irish, so penalised. Disappointing there, because if it would have been, what, third phase possession had come, they had a good chance.
I don't know if Dumais lost his watch, but this certainly seems like a long 4.5 minutes.
Well, my watch is now showing just on 41.25 minutes, so I think it's only just a few seconds, but we've just got to hold up now for an injury.
Well, I think,
and believe it or not,
is going for goal.
He's going for goal inside his own half. We saw this yesterday with Quesada of Argentina. Made a bit of a hash of it, but Mark Williams, almost 40 years old, he's had to make a name for himself here.
Well, there's plenty of wind down there. I'd assume it's favouring him. It must be behind him. He's electing for goal, but it's right on half-time.
It is,
so
Nick.
It could be a crucial 3 for the States.
The flags right behind the goals he's aiming for are almost horizontal, so there must be a pretty strong wind there.
Well, he's taking plenty of run up too.
Well, he's got the height, but he hasn't got the legs. So away come Ireland. Conor O'Shea, left-footed, and that's safe. And there it is. Half-time. A bit of a ragged start by Ireland, but during the course of the first half, 3 tries for them, and they lead the United States at the moment by 24 points to 8. I'm sure there's a lot more to come in the second half, and I'm sure Warren Gatland will be having a few stern words.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. They'll be looking for a more polished and organised performance, and certainly trying to control a possession better.
So there we have it. Ireland's opening salvo against the United States. 24 points to 8. They lead. Well, Nick Farr-Jones, the former Australian World Cup winning captain, is here with me at Lansdowne Road here this evening. And conditions pretty good for attacking rugby, aren't they? It's a bit chilly, it's quite windy, but in this half Ireland will have the wind in their favour, and we should see some more big points coming on the board.
Yeah, I would say that they can really want to run away with this game. These are the best conditions that you can get at Lansdowne Road. I've been here on quite a few occasions. You know, in October, November, especially December, January, it gets pretty awful, but these are good conditions apart from the strong breeze. But as you said, the breeze should be favouring the Irish in this second half. They should be able to, through David Humphries, dominate field position, and one would assume that Gatland would have laid down the law. He would be expecting plenty of tries from the Irish outfit this half. For the United States, well, there would have been a lot said about how to get more possession. That's the crucial thing for them, how to get some possession, and especially at the line-out where they lost about 5 of their last 6 throw-ins. So that'll be an area I would expect them maybe to look to shorten that line-out.
Well, that's a bit of a shock. Jeremy Davidson, the British Lion, he's been substituted. Malcolm O'Kelly from St Mary's College, the number 20 for Ireland, is on. And Warren Gatland will not be a happy man if Jeremy Davidson has been injured during that first half.
That's exactly right. Davidson was going particularly well with Paddy Johns. They were competing exceptionally well on the United States throw-in. All the forwards for Ireland were going well in intervals, and as you see the Irish just focusing, firing up. The United States, well, they would have got plenty of instructions about how to improvise, how to get some of that possession, and then how to use it.
Well, just while we're watching the United States come out, Nick, just remind us back to 1991, the quarter-final, where the Irish took you. You went on to win the World Cup, but they nearly snatched victory. There was only 1 point in it, wasn't there?
Without doubt. You know, there was 4 minutes to go and we were trailing. I was injured after 20 minutes, and so I was observing it from somewhere similar to where we're watching the match now. I couldn't do anything about it. It was one of the most emotional times, but really 4 minutes separated us from being on a plane home the following day to basically going back 2 weeks later to ticket tape parades in Sydney. So made a huge difference for us.
So the United States about to restart this second half, and the veteran Mark Williams, he's still there. He had a pot-shotted goal from inside his own half just before the half-time whistle went, but really the first half was a story about 3 tries from Ireland. After some scrappy play, they put together 1 or 2 brilliant attacks, and they resulted in 3 brilliant scores. So the United States restart. Oh, tremendous pickup straight away by Trevor Brennan. And Ireland attacking straight away. Humphries into touch, trying to push his team upfield. A tremendous roar from the crowd as well. As soon as Trevor Brennan picked that ball up, the attack was on.
Well, he certainly sliced straight through the United States defence, and one would expect that could be the outcome of much of this next 40 minutes of play. They've got to try and stay on their tackles, the States, otherwise it could be a big runaway victory for the Emeralds.
So Dan Lyle right at the back, and the big man Luke Gross, but it comes to the front. The drive is on now from the USA. If they can stay on their feet, they can certainly gain some ground, but it's broken down now. Away they go. Just a little handoff there from Mark Williams to Richard Tarditz, the loose throw forward. But Ireland come away. Paddy Johns, and Humphries kicks the ball downfield. It's Brian Hightower, the winger, chasing back for it. He's the only man back for that ball, and screws the ball away. That was a good clearance by Brian Hightower.
As we expected, Humphries just playing for that field position. Wind favouring his kicks down into that right corner. Wood has the throw in.
Hightower there, playing his 15th test for the United States. He's played in many sevens tournaments for the USA. He's a real flyer, but he hasn't seen much of the ball here today. Kevin Maggs trying to make the breakthrough. Humphries a little chip through, and O'Driscoll is chasing it. There's a real chase on here. Oh, O'Driscoll there, and via Anitoni. Anitoni renowned for scoring tries for the American Eagles, but on this pitch here this evening, all he's been able to do really is defend, and O'Driscoll is proving himself to be a real match winner here.
The Irish players firing the crowd up, getting them behind them. The proven tactics from that shifted ball at the back of the line out. Went through Humphries to Maggs and took it straight forward.
Well, Dan Lyle tried to get a hand to it. The crowd thought that was a try from the scrum half. Tom Tierney was through there so fast. There was a tiny little gap, the ball was loose, and he went for it. So drama in the first few moments of this second half.
Big pressure on this scrum.
A big push coming from the Irish, all sorts of problems for the United States. And a penalty. I think the scrum collapsed there. 1 or 2 of the American players were coming and peeling off the scrum. Oh well.
Wouldn't be surprised to see them pack a scrum. Yes, Wood in position for a scrum. They know that the pushover's ready. Tom Tierney, scrum half, down and injured. He was all over the top of the United States players trying to get a hand on that ball as the United States scrum buckled. You watch Tierney, the Irishman following it through. He went so close.
Well, that was close, wasn't it? Just cleared up by Dan Lyle.
Well, it certainly wasn't close. The scrum falling all over him. It got him right in the middle. 3 or 4 bodies on the smallest man on the pitch.
And Tierney only playing in his 4th test for Ireland, but you'd think he'd held that position for quite a few years. He's playing with a lot of maturity here this evening.
They really only have to get a holding scrum initially.